What's up, guys? Welcome to Bet the Day for May 12th. Hope everyone is doing well and hope everyone is ready to make some money. I already got the comments rolling in here on YouTube from Grant Mitchell. He'll be on the show tomorrow. I'm ready to make some money today, Tanner. How about you? Grant, I am ready to make some money. Now, Grant had some great stats coming at me this morning. Grant, you can comment them if you want, or I can say them here. But the Milwaukee Bucks yesterday were plus 800 to win the NBA Finals. They have now dropped to plus 400 after their win yesterday, after the Celtics blew a game. And Grant, we can get your opinion on this tomorrow. We're going to break down this whole game, game 6, tomorrow on the show. But just an unreal night for the Celtics. They blew it late. You got to talk about Drew Holiday. He was sensational down the stretch. Those two defensive plays he made were really, really good. But also, it hurts the Celtics fan. I believe he had a 9-point lead going in the fourth quarter and just not their night at all. Got the comments rolling in here on TikTok already. Let the people file in, guys. Before we get into the show today, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. It's the biggest place where we are at, guys, for our video content. Subscribe to YouTube. Check us out on TikTok. We're on Bet the Day TikTok. We're also on the Team Parlay Sports TikTok. So that's just generic sports content. That we have our Bet the Day TikTok, which is all betting content, big tickets, picks, other stuff, memes. So get in on that, guys. Also, check us out in our Discord link. Free Discord to join, guys. That's linked in the description below. It's also linked on TikTok as well. Number one place to connect with me every single day, guys. Get my picks, talk to our community. And then also, we're selling t-shirts, guys. If you're watching on YouTube right now, we have Bet the Day t-shirts. We have 3 Team Parlay Sports t-shirts, and a lot of merch will be added to the store. So make sure you get that going, guys. Comments rolling in right now. Got 11. What about them Flames? I don't really care about the Flames. I cared about the under and that hit yesterday. It's good the Flames started late. It's good they didn't get those 3 goals till the third period because that game probably could have got over yesterday. Dodgers money line, Mets money line. Okay. Hammering good teams off bad games. I like it. I like the strategy. Except the Brewers, we'll talk about them here in a minute. They are officially on the no-bet list. They have been added to the no-bet list, and we will never touch them ever again. If I touch the Brewers, and I'm going to say this repetitively throughout the show, so when more people get in here, you can tell me this, you can clarify this. If I ever say I'm going to bet the Brewers, you say, no, Tanner, you're not betting the Brewers, because they are atrocious. They're absolutely atrocious. We're going to talk about them in a minute here, though. I took it on the chin yesterday. Let's get it today. So yesterday for me was a very, very interesting day. We can start with the recap as people file in here. We were 4-3 yesterday. It wasn't good until it wasn't great. I mean, obviously it wasn't great, but we survived. Early in the day. It wasn't looking good because the Dodgers sucked, right? The Brewers sucked. Then the Mets sucked later, right? The Angels were not good. But on top of that, we came in here and then basketball went our way. Bucks 5.5 hit, which I was sad about. I was genuinely sad about that because, I mean, I was rooting for the Celtics, right? I thought the Bucks could cover 5.5 and the Celtics could win outright. And, whoopty freaking do. It was going to be a great night there. But anyways, I won the bet. Bucks 5.5 hit. And then we come back. Memphis absolutely slaps the shit out of the Golden State Warriors last night. That was bad. That was really, really bad. So that was a big win for us there. The Rangers came back and won. That was a huge win for us. Stars Flames stayed under. So we swept basketball. We swept hockey. So it was a really, really good night there. And guys, honestly, I know a lot of people say yesterday sucked. And that's for sure because most bettors hammer the Dodgers, right? They hammer the Brewers against the Reds. But the Reds are kind of back right now. And I'm going to read some stats in a little bit here that should make you consider betting on the Reds. I will be betting the Reds today at plus money. I think it's a great bet. So we'll talk about that in a minute here. But let's talk about this NBA series quickly. We'll recap yesterday. Bucks 5.5 against the Celtics. Had the over 214.5, right? We ended up playing that. We took Bucks 5.5, so both hit. Drew Holiday was huge for the Bucks. Made defensive plays on the end. 2 big defensive plays late in the game there to seal the deal. He was plus 14 in the plus minus, better than anyone on the floor. Giannis dropped 40. We knew that was going to happen, though. We said, hey, Celtics, you guys can't let someone else beat you. You let Drew Holiday beat you down the stretch there in addition to Giannis, right? Jason Tatum had 34. Jaylen Brown had 26, 8 boards, 6 assists. He was really, really good. But at the same time, too, I didn't think the Celtics finished the job, right? You got a 9-point lead going in the fourth quarter. You got to shut the door, right? We talk about it every single day. It doesn't matter what the sport is, right? You got someone down on one knee. You need to finish them off. Comments rolling in here on TikTok. There we go. Love that. Danny Tanner, my man, how we doing? I should never take the Reds on the money line. I'll take them plus 2.5 in a parlay. The way they're playing right now, the way they're hitting, that doesn't look bad. Retired from betting yesterday. Warriors took all my funds yesterday. Well, you know what? When you come back, we'll be here for you. Hey, man, how about the Grizzlies? And shake my head, them Poverty Brewers cost me. The Poverty Brewers cost us all. The Grizzlies were fantastic last night. Once they got up early, it was ball game, right? The starters only played 25 minutes for each team. it was ball game. They took it to them, and that's exactly what the Boston Celtics needed to do. In our Discord last night, everyone was all on the Celtics, right? Celtics minus 5.5. It looks good. It looks good. And I really didn't feel too confident, but I thought the Brewers could close the gap and still the Celtics could win the game, right? We saw it. The momentum started to flip in the fourth quarter. You know what? The Celtics did a great job of taking the momentum away from the Bucks anytime they had an opportunity until the fourth quarter, until late in the game. Nah, they sold. Okay, Celtics just sold. So the Celtics blew it. Honestly, I think the Celtics blew it, but I don't think they played well enough to cover the spread. I don't think they played well enough to cover 5.5. Yes, they did blow it. They blew the win, but 5.5, I felt like the Celtics should not have covered that, and they didn't, obviously. Now, I will say this, and we can talk about star players, right? A lot of moments last night, the Celtics were for example, Marcus Smart. Marcus Smart, great on the defensive end of the floor, but he's sizing up like Giannis. He's sizing up Drew Holiday. He's sizing up these guys and just draining the shot clock, and then they got a rush of play. Right? He's doing it like I think if there's one or two guys that should be doing one-on-one stuff and taking shots on that floor for the Celtics, it's Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Anyone else, focus on defense, pass the damn ball. That's my take there. Bruce Pritchard had a couple nice plays last night too. But anyways, the Celtics blew it. Bucks had 49 rebounds though. Celtics had 36. That's another area where you can say, hey, the Celtics didn't win this game. Milwaukee had 17 on offense, 17 offensive boards. The Celtics had 5. That's 12 extra opportunities that the Bucks had. And there was one late in the game. I don't know if you guys remember this, where the Bucks got that offensive board. I forget what it was. It was Bobby Portis, I think, right? And he got the rebound. He just blew it late. Like he had a second chance opportunity after the foul shot, and it just did not go his way there. But in that moment, I said, hey, the Celtics are probably going to win this game, right? They could cover. I don't know. But just not a good night for them. Not a good night for them. Portis, yeah, it was Portis. Pens blew it, lost Crosby, second didn't return. Yeah, we'll talk about that game here in a minute. Final thing I will say about the Bucks game, Giannis, one of the best players in the world, 100%, was not good from the three-point line all night. And honestly, early in the game, I don't know why he was shooting so many three-pointers. He hasn't made shots from the three-point line this whole series, and then he hits a dagger late. Not a dagger, but he hit one that got him back in the game late, so that was pretty fun to watch there. Boston wins today in hockey. Yes, I think Boston wins today in hockey. I think Celtics could get the job done in 7, but it's going to be very, very challenging. You look at the stat, guys. And I can't tell you how many comments I woke up today, people. I can't tell you how many I woke up to today where people are saying, hey, you know what? You know what, Tanner? Sports are rigged. Sports are rigged. Every ref is going to be shaving points to make sure all these series go 7 games. Well, I saw a stat last night that might prove you a little wrong. Okay? 82%, this could be 82% of teams that win game 5 go on to win the series. A lot of them do it in game 6. So don't tell me that. Okay, let's see here. Boston wins. There we go. Boston wins. Got that. We read that comment. Celtics transition D is not there. No, it's not. I mean, they sold late. They did sell late. Let's see. Comment of the day. You're cute. Probably have a big hockey stick. I do have a big hockey stick in my garage. Yeah. Only game that won't go 7 is Memphis because of no Ja. Well, last night, granted, I don't think the Memphis Grizzlies can do what they did again 3 more times. We're the 18%, baby. Got to love that. The Flame Stars under is such a lock. It's not even funny. That's free money right now. That's literally free money. Lightning and Kings today. Lightning and Kings. We'll talk about that in a minute. I think I have the Lightning. I'm staying away from that King series, but we can talk about 20-2 without him. So, Ja Morant. Let's talk about the Warriors and the Grizzlies. Last night, overall, let me start with this. Overall, I think the Memphis Grizzlies are better with Ja Morant. I do. I know the numbers might prove that wrong, but I think him being on the floor helps them out a lot. With that being said, last night, Desmond Bane had a pulse, okay? He hasn't done anything in the postseason, right? He had a pulse. 4 of their 5 starters for the Grizzlies had double digits, all right? Jaren Jackson, Tyus Jones, Desmond Bane all had 21 points. So you got a lot of contributions out of those guys. That's what you need this whole series. Now, if Ja Morant's on the floor and they're missing shots, that's not going to work, right? If Ja Morant's on the floor, like we said, he's still averaging 8.5 assists per game, right? He's still doing 8.5. He's giving other guys opportunities to make shots. They just haven't been making them throughout the series. Last night was the first time they actually made them. I was worried about +4. I felt good about Bucks 5.5. I was worried about +4, and this was the easiest bet of the night, right? But we look at the Golden State Warriors. They kind of folded late. They sold because it's like, hey, we're up 3-1. The series is going back to Golden State, right? We're going back to San Francisco. We're going to be fine. That's why starters only played 25 minutes. The one guy who I think was a positive last night for Golden State, Klay Thompson, 19 points. He was 7 of 12 from the field. If he can do that consistently in the next game or the game after that, depending on if Memphis can force another one, I think that's positive for Golden State, right? But like the starters only played 25 minutes. I think that was the max amount. Steph Curry didn't shoot well. The Grizzlies shot 43.9% from the field or from the 3-point line. That's where they won the game. They just took it to them early. There was nothing they could do, right? So I think Golden State's going to be just fine. But Memphis at home is a different team. We've seen that in this series, and we've seen it throughout a lot of playoff series. Hockey, basketball, it doesn't matter. The home team is really, really favored because of that home court advantage, especially if you don't take it to someone early. Okay. Let's see here. Comments rolling in here. Nurse out. Oilers is huge. Overton's the Reds pitcher today. Pirates pitcher last year when he pitched against the Pirates. I like Overton today. He's only got 10 innings on the year, too. They'll keep that in mind. But I like the Reds at plus 120 today, the way they're hitting the ball. Their offense is why I'm really going to take them. But only team to win without a superstar is the Pistons. Let's not talk. We don't care about the Pistons. Last week they won. That was a great pick you had. I appreciate that. That was a great they can't let Green run the show. No, they can't. Bruins, Canes plus 1.5 there. I do like Canes plus 1.5. Bruins minus 2.5. The way the playoffs work, guys, the way we've seen this series work, like we had Bruins in regular time the other night, which was such a homer pick. It's not even funny. Today, my pick is not a homer pick. But the other night, it was such a homer pick. We were doing it just because we were watching the game and wanted to have some fun with it. But the way these series have worked, it's going to be a blowout on either side. I can't see this being a 3-3 game that goes into overtime. So I don't hate 2.5. I like 1.5 for plus 180. I like that. And now if you want to go really ballsy, take 1.5 and do it in regular time. That's probably going to be close to plus 300. Because I bet if you can probably get them in regular time for plus 195, they'll only have to win by 1 goal. But the way the playoffs work, they're going to win by 2 goals if they have the lead there, unless it's an overtime game. But we haven't seen it be an overtime game. Nats plus 2.5, A's plus 2.5, minus 110 parlay. So when I see that kind of stuff, guys, with 2 bad teams there, I would rather just play a straight bet for minus 110. I would rather pick a spread, but that's me. Because you still need 2 things to happen. You still need 2 things to happen. Are the Nats really going to hit the ball as well as they did yesterday? I don't know. They could, right? The A's don't hit. So just keep that in mind. Anything can happen in those baseball games, right? And baseball is not like hockey where you can pull a goalie late and score some runs or get some goals. You know what I'm saying there? Okay, so Grizzlies plus 4. I think this was a rarity, a 134-95 win. I think that was a massive rarity. I don't think we ever see that again in this series. That's my take there. Okay, got some comments rolling in here. Had Bucks money line plus 195. Great hit, Brian. That was a great hit. I was worried that the Celtic. I was not. As the game went on, I'm like, the Bucks could win this when they close the door. If they get the lead, they're going to win the game. The Celtics aren't going to take it back. We saw that to be true, right? So Bucks money line, great hit there. I felt really good about 5.5, so I give you the credit for playing money line there. Douglas E. Doodle wants to know if you had a good hearty hog belly breakfast. Doug won Bucks money line, Bucks monies last night also. There you go. Love that. I did have a hearty breakfast today, and I commend your dog for winning Bucks money line last night. Okay. Hockey time. Any other comments on basketball? I don't think we see the Grizzlies win again. I think Ja Morant's out for the rest of the postseason. They are a better team with Ja on the floor. Okay. Numbers might prove that wrong, but I would rather have my star player in the postseason going on the road to Golden State. And if you disagree with that, I don't know what to tell you. I'd rather have my star player in the lineup, even though we've won a few less games. You know, our percentage, our scoring, our shooting percentage, we're scoring less points with him. I'd still rather have him on the floor because he's a difference maker. And last night, was it really that the Grizzlies played super well? Yes, they shot 43% from the 3-point line. That's very difficult to do. But the Warriors, I mean, they didn't play that well either when you really look at their numbers, even though they were only on the floor for 25 minutes. Those starters, the only guy that I felt played really well was Klay Thompson. Mavs, I'm going to take Mavs plus 2.5 tonight, plus 2 tonight, whatever it's at right now. All right, so let's talk hockey here real quick. Penguins, Rangers, just what a game. What a game by the Rangers last night. Now, we met a guy. We were doing some filming at Foxwoods Casino the other day, and we met a guy in the parking lot, and he was a huge Rangers fan. We were actually at a gas station in the parking lot, and he was a huge Rangers fan. He saw our Bruins jersey. We started talking to him. That meant I was hammering the Rangers last night. So when the Rangers went down 2-0 early, I was very, very scared because I put some decent coin on it last night. Now, Jake Gensel, second goal of the night, right? To give the to second goal. Jake Gunsel had the second goal of the night to even the score late, right? They went down 2-0 early. The Rangers came back, scored 3 unanswered. Gunsel scored, and then the Rangers scored with a power play opportunity in the third, and then they put an empty netter in to end the game, right? The Rangers gained some momentum and continued to roll. The home ice helped them out. Now, when they go back to Pittsburgh, if they play as they did in this game, I don't see them coming back whatsoever. I don't. Flames -1.5 panned out well last night. They need to slam the door in Dallas on Friday, 100%. If you let the Stars stick around, I think they could be dangerous. Brian Das Diggity coming in here on YouTube. Sup, Tanner? How we doing? Got the comments rolling in here as well. You're welcome. There we go. Let's see. Mavs. Don't take Mavs. Teams in the Suns position are 15-0 against the spread position since 2015. Okay, I'm going to take the Mavs. I feel something special about the Mavs tonight, even though it's going to be an uphill battle for them. Panthers, miracle puck line, cover all, nothing because I had Pens in my lay. Heat, Suns parlay. I'm on the Heat tonight for sure. Suns I'm not on, though. If Crosby ain't in game 6, hammer the Rangers again. Well, I don't know. There were moments last night, even when Crosby wasn't on the ice, right? Like, it is huge for the series, right? But there were moments last night when he wasn't on the ice. Like, they put a lot of pressure on the Rangers late. They did. That third period, they put a lot of pressure on the Rangers. It really did scare me. I thought they were going to even the score, and they didn't, luckily. Luckily, they didn't after that power play goal. So Crosby injury could be huge for the series. It's still an uphill battle, guys, to come back if you're the Rangers. You got to come back from 3-1. So now you're 3-2, right? You got to go to Pittsburgh. That would make it 3-3. And then luckily, you do have home ice in that last game, but it's still an uphill battle. It's still an uphill battle to win 3 games in a row against a good Penguins team. I will probably be on the Rangers because of the plus money in the next game. Do I think they're going to win? I might be betting a number depending on what it is, and we can look here in a minute. Stars Flames last night, just free money. The under 5.5 free money, 3-1. Under has been free money in this series. The under's hit every time but one, right? There were 6 goals scored 3 games ago. I didn't play it. That was the one night I didn't play it either. So Dallas had a 1-0 lead heading in third period. We were good, right? I didn't see 5 goals being scored. There were 3 goals scored there. Flames scored 3 unanswered to win. Flames outshot the Stars 32-21, right? Luckily, the Flames didn't have 50-something shots on goal like they did the game ago. Neither team converted on their power play opportunities. That was huge for the under, right? If that can happen, we're all set. Andrew Mangiapane had 1 goal, 1 assist. Michael Backlund had 1 goal, 1 assist. So 4 points out of those guys combined there. I think the Pens wrap it up at home. I think they could too. I like Reds. I only have 2 baseball plays. I only have 1 straight baseball play. I have 1 prop baseball play today. I don't love the play. I don't love the numbers today. I don't love the matchups. First of all, I hate getaway days. I genuinely do. Like nearly every game's during the day today. I hate them. And I might add some baseball plays, and I haven't posted my official picks on TikTok yet, but just overall, guys, I don't love today. I do like the Reds a lot, though. So I'd say Reds money line could be a good play today based on how they're hitting the ball. All right, yesterday baseball. What's wrong with the Brewers? What is wrong with the Brewers? And then we'll get into our picks for today, obviously. But I want to spend a little time talking about the Brewers now. Let's get those likes up, guys. We're at 947. Let's get the likes going. Come on now. All right. The Brewers should be executed. I posted a meme yesterday on our Bet the Day account. I don't know if you saw it, but it's that Brian Kelly speech where he's like, they're asking me, what'd you think of your players tonight? He's like, I'm in favor of execution. I think our whole team needs to be executed. That's exactly how I feel about the Milwaukee Brewers. That's exactly how I feel about the Milwaukee Brewers. They are a trash franchise. And don't come in the comments right now and say they've always been pretenders, worst division in baseball. Thank you. There's a lot of people that, like I said, the Brewers suck the other day, and someone, they're 20-12 and they're first place in the National League Central. This is a garbage division. Okay, this is a terrible division. The bottom of the division. You ready for this? National League Central. You have the Reds and the Pirates. That's 19 games against the Reds and the Pirates that you get every year. Okay. So really, that's 38 games. You should be able to do some damage there. You got the Cardinals, right? The Cardinals are a respectable franchise, but a lot of people are saying, hey, the Cardinals are going to be the team this year. The Cardinals are going to be the team. No, they're not. They're not going to be the team. Okay, this is not the year the Cardinals win. They can't beat the Mets. They can't beat the freaking Dodgers in a 7-game series. They probably can't beat the Brewers in a 7-game series, and that's saying something. Okay, and then you got the Cubs. The Cubs are in a rebuilding mode, right? The Cubs are rebuilding. I think they will finish third in that division, but still. So you get 19 games against the Brewers and Reds, and then you get the Cubs, another 19. And then you got to play the Cardinals. You win out in those games, you're freaking already making the playoffs without your interleague games, without your other games against National League opponents. Come on now. Not hard. Cowboys division is garbage as well. Okay. Well, all right, Dallas. Thoughts on Dallas Stars choking? Listen, I don't know if they choked as much as they're just not a better team than Calgary. I think they played with them early in this series. I don't think that happens again. I really don't. Like I think they got lucky early in the series. Choked, yes, it was 1-0. They were in a great position, but at the same time, I think Calgary is a much better team. There's a lot of people that are taking Calgary to win the Cup this year, which I don't think is going to happen either. Alex coming in here. Yo, did you see that Grizzlies game 2-2 on the NBA yesterday? I did see that Grizzlies game. Yep, I did see that Grizzlies game. I didn't watch the whole thing. I watched the highlights this morning. I watched the first half, and I said, listen, I'm not watching this. I'm going to go watch hockey because this is ridiculous right now. The Grizzlies showed up. They won big, right? We took them at +4. Huge win for us. Gotta love it. So, yeah, Stars didn't really choke. They just can't score. Their win depends on their defense, 100%. Like, if we've seen what the Stars have done offensively, like, and really the last game they played, that game should have been 100-0. The Calgary Flames had 50-something shots on goal. That's unprecedented. So that shows how good the Stars defense is, that they lost 4-1 in that game, right? 4-1, I believe. It was 50-something shots on goal. There were a combined 96 shots on goal. 96 up there. 80-something shots on goal in that last game. And there were only 5 goals scored. That's pretty impressive from both defenses. That shows how good these defenses are. So, yes, I did see it, Alex, coming in on YouTube here. I did see that great game there. All right, so the Brewers should be executed, and the biggest storyline after the game was Christian Yelich, ties the MLB record with 3 cycles. I don't really care. I don't care at all. I do not care. Yes, is that impressive? I don't care, though, because here's the thing. Christian Yelich, Milwaukee Brewers, you guys got absolutely dominated by the Reds in a 3-game series. Dominated. They didn't cover once, and I know a lot of people on here probably took them in every single game to cover, and they didn't cover one time. The second game, I don't care if they won 5-4. Unless you put in a money line parlay, not many people were laying the Brewers at -220 to win straight up. That's ridiculous. Be better. They're on the no bet list. We're done betting. They made Vladimir Gutierrez look like Jacob deGrom, and I said this on my video when I inducted them into the no bet list Hall of Fame, which you can go check out on the Bet Today TikTok. But I said it there. I said, guys, this is ridiculous. You made Vladimir Gutierrez with 6 punchies. He had 6 punch outs in 4 innings. No, you're better than that, Milwaukee. But really, are they? They play in a trash division. They're good every year. And then you know what? They face the Dodgers. They face a legitimate franchise, and they can't get anywhere near where they need to get. All right, let's see. Do you like Lightning at home? Let's read these comments. Celtics should have won. Well, yes, they should have. I don't think they should have covered, though. That's my take there. I think the Celtics played good enough to win. They blew it at the end, but they were not good enough to cover. The Bucks deserved to cover that game last night with how they came back. Cowboys division's garbage. We can talk about football a little later. I nuked the Oilers -1.5 at 500. Thoughts on the Rangers? My thoughts on the Rangers, they choked. My thoughts on the Rangers are they're not gonna be able to beat the Pens. I don't think they can pull the comeback. But I liked them last night. I bet them last night. Stars didn't really choke. They just can't score. Their wins depends on our defense. Yep, as we saw 2 goals, empty netters, right? Celtics should have won. Capitals choked way harder than the Stars. But again, I don't think the Capitals are anywhere near the caliber of the Florida Panthers. So that's my take there. Rangers in 7. No, I don't think so. But it's an uphill battle, but they have home ice for game 7. So it all depends on that game 6. If they can win game 6, I think they can go in and win game 7. I still think it's an uphill battle. Sidney Crosby's injury status is also huge, as we said. Bet all the underdogs in baseball. I don't think that's bad to do. I wouldn't bet them all. I'd look at the pitching matchups. The Brewers are banned for life. Yes, they are. And you know what? I've said it in the past. I said they're banned. But they always keep coming back, and I keep betting them. Today I made the decision, or yesterday. I'm done betting the Brewers. They're done to me. They're dead to me. Thoughts on the Bruins and over 6? I think the over 6 could be tough in that game. But I don't hate it, right? They've gone over in Boston. Lightning money line. I do have the Lightning night. Sixers and Suns money line. I'm far from that. Lightning Toronto game is a tough one to bet. It is 100%, and then Braves 1.5. So let's get in. Let me just finish up here. The Mets were ridiculous too. They scored 3 runs off Aaron Sanchez in the first and didn't score again. He now has a 7.58 ERA after his great performance yesterday. So that just says what the Mets did. And you know what? I can't get mad at Tyler McGill because he has been absolute money this year. He was just really, really bad yesterday. Not much else to say. 8 hits, 8 runs, 1 strikeout, 1.1 innings. Really bad. And then Rays Angels. Taylor Ward hit a 2-run shot in the 8th. Great. Didn't mean much because it was 2-2, and then they blew it in extras. So that was that. All right, let's talk about today. Let me get to these comments. Comments rolling in here. I love it, guys. I love it. Let's get the likes going up. Braves 1.5. Okay, well, maybe we'll see. We'll see. Pens fans complain about the Crosby injury, but in my opinion, it was a clean hit. Yeah, 100%. I think it was clean too. Under 7.5. Tampa Bay is 16-0 after losing a playoff game. No, Vasilevsky is too. It's more Vasilevsky, and he's been really bad in this series too. Just keep that in mind. But I still like him. If a team is banned, are you still allowed to fade them? You can, yeah, you bet against them all the time. So many shaky MLB a day. That's why I only have 2 plays. You got any good unders today? I don't really have any good under. You bet in the McNasty? I'm probably going to bet McNasty. I mean, if I bet it, I'm betting McNasty 100%. Confidence level in Bruins today. Pretty high. It's actually pretty high. Tampa money line. Okay, let's talk basketball now. Get the comments going to basketball, people. We're talking basketball. I have a rant right now. Let me get to the YouTube comments first, though. Interaction rolling in. Man, the people. I got 15 different freaking screens coming at me. Doesn't that prove the Cards are better than the Brewers? I think the Cards are pretenders too, honestly. That's my take there. I don't think the Cards are that good. I don't think the Cardinals are that good. I don't think the Brewers are that good. Because when I bet them and I needed them to win, they haven't won. Okay, people? And I bet them consistently. Hot take, I think Trevor Lawrence will do better than Zach Wilson next year. I don't think that's much of a hot take at all. I don't think that's a hot take. Trevor Lawrence is one of the best quarterback prospects. He's in a great system there. Like, if you're Trevor Lawrence, you're stoked to have Doug Peterson as your coach, 100%. They got a decent offensive line, right? They made some improvements there. You look at them on defense, they got better in the draft. I think they're going to be just fine. Dodgers, Phillies over 8. We'll see. I don't know about that one, but we will see. Suns -5, alternate spread +140. No, I'm not going to do that. Mavs at home, I don't think Suns win. I 100% agree with that. Chargers are winning the Super Bowl. No, they're not. Both NBA unders today. Unders have been hitting. All right. Well, let's talk about the NBA then. That's a perfect segue. And I like answering all the comments, guys, but we got to talk NBA right now because that's what the people want. I give what the people want. Man, the people here. Okay, so the under is set at 207, the Heat Sixers game. I think you might want to go over on that, in my opinion. And then the Suns Mavericks game might want to go over that too. Like the Celtics went over yesterday. A lot of people thought under. I was pretty high on the over. And either way, guys, it's going to get there by a couple points. Like, I can't see it. Like last night with the Grizzlies, that game got over because the Grizzlies stepped up big, right? It wasn't anything to do with what the Golden State Warriors did. So just keep that in mind. I'm playing the overs today if I play them, but I really like the spreads. These games, the Sixers and the Heat, I felt good about the spreads in those, even though I've lost a couple because I bet on the Heat. But tonight's the night the Heat turned around. So are we ready for this? Are we ready for a rant of the century right now? What's up, Sharky? Sharky sending the likes. I love that. Grizz Warriors 7. Grizz win. Draymond or Steph get tech and thrown out. Save this comment. Oh, I can't save the content. Here's what you do. You're going to screenshot it right now. And if it happens, you send it to me and I'll post it. So screenshot that right now. Mavs spread, Miami spread. I'm on that. There you go. Those are my picks. So that's perfect segue. Let's get into today. All right. Now, this is going to be a rant. Put your comments in the chat right now. If you have them, I will get to them after this rant, but I need to rant a little bit, people. I'll get the final comment on here from Brian. Heat +115 money line versus Sixers. Send Harden to the negotiating table with no bargaining chips. Finish them. Yeah, 100%. They're on one knee. Finish them off. Okay. We ready for this? And it could be under, guys. I'm not playing the totals today. We'll talk about those in a little bit, but here we go. All right. I'm done. I am done believing that the 76ers are a good basketball team. And you know what? There's a lot of people that have triggered that comment has triggered them, right? That comment has got to them. That's got them angry, right? I can't tell you how many people comment on my stuff and say, hey, you don't know ball. You don't know ball. You don't know ball. Well, here's the thing, buddy. Okay. I go off facts. I am a realist. Tanner Kern is a realist. I go off what I see. The Heat played good at home, right? They did. They went to Philadelphia. They played very poorly. Did the Sixers outplay them or did they play poorly? We can look at Golden State last night. Golden State played poorly, but I thought the Memphis Grizzlies were sensational, right? The Grizzlies were better than the Warriors. Now let's go here, tonight's game, okay? The Heat are better than the Sixers. We've seen that throughout the series. So if I go back to the Sixers games when they were in Philadelphia, right? All I saw was the Heat be terrible from the field. All I saw was them go 7 of 35 from the three-point line. That's what I saw. I saw James Harden score 31 points and shoot 60% from the three-point line to seal the deal. Now, on top of all this, when we look at the final score in that game, it was pretty close, okay? If the Heat wouldn't have went 7 of 35 from the three-point line, they probably would have won that game. They make 2 or 3 more threes. They win that game in crucial moments, in high leverage situations. So did the Sixers really outplay them, or did the Heat just play that bad? And there's a lot of people that said, oh, Joel Embiid, he was the reason. He was the reason the Heat shot bad from the field, right? He was the reason they were terrible from the three-point line. He locked down the paint. Well, here's the thing, buddy. If you're in the NBA and you get open looks, because they had way more than 7 open looks from the three-point line, and you miss them all, I can't help you. I can't do anything about that. So it wasn't Joel Embiid. It wasn't James Harden's consistency. It was just that the Heat played really bad, because even though James Harden was good, the Heat still almost won that game. If they wouldn't have shot as bad as they did, if they would have got a little production off the bench, they would have been just fine. Okay? Now, the Heat held Joel Embiid to 17 points at home. They held Harden to 14. All right? Danny Green had 6 points. Tyrese Maxey had 9. For the Sixers to win, these guys need to come together, and Joel Embiid obviously needs to be the star. But you need some production out of James Harden. I don't trust James Harden, and I don't think you should trust James Harden. If you're trusting James Harden, there's a problem with you, okay? The Heat are a better team. I saw Tyler Hero return to his normal self off the bench. I saw Bam Adebayo control the paint. All right, home court matters. But when I've watched this series, there's no denying that the Heat are a better basketball team. Really not. Okay. And if you think the Sixers are a better team, I don't know what games you've been watching. All I've watched is the Heat show up and win games when they're at home, right? And I've seen them fold in Philadelphia. Okay. If they can just shoot a little better from the field tonight, and I said this going into game 4, and I was wrong. But if they can just shoot a little better from the field tonight, they will be just fine, people. Okay. If they play half as well as they did at home tonight in Philadelphia, they will win this game outright. Now I'm going to take them at +2.5 because I like the points. All right. There we go. There we go. Let's see the comments. Now I can read these comments. All right. Any NHL? I got plenty of NHL plays for you. Mets, the NL West has been a lot of comments. Wow. Kenny Pickett taking Rookie of the Year. Maybe. I don't like quarterbacks that wear gloves on 2 hands. Any NHL? Not going to happen. Clay is going to unload 50. Finally, they aren't. Embiid can't play with anyone else. How confident are you, Tampa Bay Lightning? As confident as I can be. Would you take the spread or the money line? We'll talk about that in a little bit. MLB plays. As much as I like the Miami Sixers at home, every home team has won. That's not true. What happened last night with the Celtics? Come on now. Not rocket science, people. Hit the like button. Cost us nothing. There you go. There you go, David. I like that. Hit the like button. We're going to talk about the Bruins in a minute, guys. Yes, I'm wearing the Bruins jersey. I'm on the Bruins day. Okay. So Heat are better than the 76ers. I hope they can show that today. And honestly, if we're talking tomorrow, right? On Bet the Day, every day, 7 days a week, people, hit the like button. Come on now. If we're talking tomorrow and the Miami Heat shoot, let's just throw out a rough number. If they shoot 35% from the three-point line, I bet they cover the spread. Let's say 35. And that's generous. 35. Like, that's low. If they can push up to 36, 37, I think they win the game outright. Okay. So if they're 35% from the three-point line, and they're going to take 30 shots, they win this game. All right. There we go. Talking about the Sixers series, would you take a half in the Lightning? Yeah, I take them to win by a half. That's taking them to win money line. I'm taking them to win money line tonight. All right. So everyone wants to talk hockey today. This is interesting. Suns, Mavs. Let's go through this really quickly here. The Suns have struggled a lot in this series on the road. Now, I know I'm going to be different in like my theory here, but when I look at the Mavericks, I've looked at a different team at home. They've been a lot better at home. When they went out to Phoenix the last game, they got destroyed. They got murdered, right? But all we saw was Luka and Jalen Brunson. That was it. All right. I don't have the stat here. Powell and Bullock had 0 points. Finney Smith had 8. Maxi Kleber had 4 off the bench. You can't win like this. That's not been their winning formula. When they're winning, it's a team effort. It's production off the bench. It's Luka leading the way, but dropping about 30, and then the other guys stepping up and filling the roles. And also Luka getting rebounds and assisting, okay? They got to control the paint. The Suns aren't going to shoot 64.5% from the field anymore. I don't see that happening because it hasn't happened, but they need to do exactly what they did the last time they were home. They need to attack. They need to get the Suns in foul trouble. I'm not saying Chris Paul is going to foul out tonight by any means, but they got to get him in foul trouble. They got to make their shots, and we need production. You need production from Dinwiddie off the bench. You need production from Kleber off the bench. Okay, you need Luka to have 30. You need Jalen Brunson to have 20. And then you need guys like Bullock and Smith to step up. If they can do that, they win the game tonight. +2 is very, very tight. You might as well take them to win outright. But again, I love betting points because as we see, these games can come down to the wire in the NBA, and I'd feel a little better with the +2. That's my take there. Philly last game. Philly sucks. Sixers -2. That's why I said, guys, I said people aren't going to like this comparison because I'm using different theories, but you got to go off the games. Listen, the Heat are a way better team. And you know what? I think the Mavs are okay as long as they're playing as a team. The Sixers have won playing as a team when they win. Like the Sixers still try to play as a team. It's not one guy taking over when they're losing. It's either they all suck or they're all good. That's what we've seen. All right, maybe James Harden stepped up the other night. That was a rarity. But you still got some production from Joel Embiid early in the game. You still had Maxey. Like, the guys step up. That team either folds or steps up together. The Mavericks, you know Luka's going to show up. Jalen Brunson, I don't know. But the other guys, if they step up, could be a recipe for a winning formula. Sixers -2. And here's the thing, guys. We're saying it right now. Like I said, if we're talking tomorrow, and the Miami Heat shoot 20% from the three-point line, they will 100% lose the basketball game. 99%. They will lose the basketball game. If they're 35% from the three-point line tomorrow, and that means they're probably 45 to 50% from the field, they will win the basketball game tonight. Mark my words, okay? But if I get on here and I say, hey, they were 20% from the three-point line, what did I tell you? It comes down to them making shots. If they can make them, they're going to win the game tonight. Not rocket science, people. All right, Sixers -2, Mavs, Lightning, and Philly in my parlay. Okay, Mavs to win outright. Philly's game, Lightning. So Mavs, Lightning, and Bruins in my parlay. Comfortable with over in the Lightning game. I think the way Vasilevsky's played in the series, I don't think he's been that good by any means. I know he's undefeated after a loss, but honestly, I might be more comfortable with that than taking a side. Don't see them losing at home. Who are you talking about now? The Mavs? You talking about the Mavs or the Mavs or the Sixers? Early baseball games take. I hate early baseball games. That's my baseball take. But we're going to talk about them here in a minute when we move into hockey, after hockey, of course. We got to talk about the Bruins, the Bees, baby. The Bees, people. I will not stand to have two Boston teams eliminated on back-to-back nights. I will not stand for it. That's my take there. Got some comments on YouTube, guys. I know I give the TikTok people love. I got to give the people love on YouTube as well. Okay. And if you want to watch on YouTube, links in the description, along with the t-shirt link, along with the TikTok links, the other TikTok links, along with the Instagram link. So go check it out, guys. All right. Bradley Johnson coming in here. All right. Wait. Got to start with Alex. You think Celtics turning around? Do you reckon you are out? I don't think I'm out because the Celtics have proven they can go to Milwaukee and win games. If they haven't proven that, I'd be a little nervous. Like if I was the Sixers, I'd be a little nervous. That's my take there. If I'm the Sixers in a game 7 and I got to go to Miami, I'd be nervous. I'm not nervous with the Celtics. It's Boston basketball, round robin. But seriously, yeah, I think the Celtics can go in, win game 6. It's going to be a tall task, but if they win game 6, I believe they can win the series because TD Garda will be absolutely rocking on Sunday for game 7. We will be there doing interviews. Round robin type of day for me. Round robin type of day. Well, God bless you. I'm not a big round robin guy, but if you hit them all, you win a ton of money. Merrill Coleman, let's effing go. Love that, Merrill. Heat need to turn up away from home. And you know what, guys? It's the process. You got to trust the process. You got to trust the better teams. We don't bet teams. We bet numbers. Sometimes we get screwed. We look at what happened with Tyler McGill for the Mets day. We got screwed, right? He didn't pitch to his capability. He didn't pitch to what he needed to do. All right. But I'm not afraid to bet on Tyler McGill again. Okay. It's the same thing with the Heat, guys. They haven't played well on the road, but you know what? Tonight's their night to step up. I believe it. They can achieve it. Tyler Hero, you've been in Philadelphia before. You know they're going to chirp you. Step up and make a damn shot. Okay. Rooting for the Mavs, but no play on that game. That's probably the smartest move, honestly. Probably the smartest move. Looking ahead, I grab Bucks -121 money line in game 6. That's good because I'll probably be up to like -150, -140 by game time. But Holiday will need over 23.5 points, my other play tomorrow, for it to work. Well, Holiday's been very good throughout the series. Like he's definitely been up and down, but last night in crunch time when they needed him, he was the guy. And that was fun to watch. I know I watched the Celtics lose, but it was good to see Drew Holiday step up and make plays down the stretch. Like that play where he threw the ball off, I believe it was Marcus Smart's legs last night. Just unreal basketball IQ there. Good morning, my man. How we doing? Bruins money. Guys, I'm on the Bruins tonight, people. I'm on the Bruins. Come on now. I'm on the Bruins. Lightning 16-0 after a loss in the playoffs. Hammer the money line. Bergie potentially retiring. Bees can't lose this game. Might hammer his props as well. Well, here's the thing, people. I'm a realist. I'm a realist Boston fan. Okay, a lot of people say I am not, but I am a Boston sports fan. But what did I do last night? I took Bucks plus 5.5 because I thought they were gonna cover the spread. I didn't think they would win, but I thought they'd cover. All right. I think the Bruins can win tonight. And you know what? I'll probably get some flack from Boston people watching on replay on YouTube, whatever. But here's the thing. I think Boston comes into game 6 tonight and wins. I think they wipe the floor with Carolina because what they showed in game 5 was disgraceful. It was disgraceful to the city of Boston. If Middleton comes back, I'm putting money on Bucks to win. I don't know when Middleton's coming back. It could be game 6. It could be game 7. But again, he hasn't played in a week too, or a couple of weeks. Keep that in mind. Now, let's talk about the Bruins. When I look at the Bruins, okay, what they showed in game 5 was atrocious. It was disgraceful. There was no grit. There was no energy. There was no fight. There was no battle. The perfection line, yes, the perfection line was fine. All right, what the perfection line had. They had 14 of the team's 38 shots. You need more production from guys in the second line. You need a little more production from guys in the third line. Obviously, the first and second line, that's where it starts. Okay, but you need more production out of those guys. Now, with that being said, yes, I'll post 3-teamers. I'll post picks, guys. I'll do it all. Bergeron, yes, maybe he might be retiring, but at the same time, people, I don't think that's the reason to bet the Bruins tonight. I think the reason to bet the Bruins tonight is they're at home and they're going to win this hockey game. At minus 126, I think it's a good play. What we've seen Jeremy Swayman do at home has been good, right? They putting pucks on the net at home. This series has been all about the home team. With that being said, here's how the Bruins do lose tonight. We got to play devil's advocate. If they don't show up early and then they can't wake up, they will have an issue. We saw it in Carolina. Carolina took it to them early, right? They took it to them early. And then what happened? The Bruins said, hey, you guys win the game. We don't want to win the game. They were atrocious, right? They got on the power play. They couldn't stop the power play. They couldn't convert on their power plays. It just was not a good night for Boston. The perfection line needs to be perfect tonight, 100%. They got to put shots on goal. They got to win this game. They got to score 4 or 5 goals. That's their only chance of winning tonight because Carolina is going to score. All right. But if they can play better on defense than they did, I think they're going to be fine. But with that being said, game 7 in Carolina, in what world can I trust the Boston Bruins in Carolina? I can't do it. Now, will I probably not bet that game? I'll tell you what my pick's probably going to be in game 7. It's probably going to be Carolina money line. Will I bet it? Hell no. I'm not going to bet it because I'm not going to bet against the Bruins in a game 7. All right. But at the same time, too, do I think they can go to Carolina? I know we're getting ahead of ourselves because they got one tonight, but I'm counting on them to win tonight. Do I think they can go to Carolina and get the job done? Hell no. Not based off what they show me in this series. Not based on what they've done against Carolina. Their bulk of work throughout the whole year. So you can trust them in Boston. What do you mean you can't trust them in Boston? They've outscored them a lot in Boston. All right, Bruins are straight garb. No, they're not. I don't think they're great, but I don't think they're garb. Wild over 6.5. Blues is the play. I'm going to take the Blues tonight because the Wild are the biggest pretenders in sports. Each home team has won. The home teams have dominated in the Bruins series. What do you think over-unders on hockey? So I took my big play. Like I said, I went to the casino the other night, do some interviews. We'll be there tomorrow night as well. FanDuel for the Mohegan for the Celtics game. But my big play was on the total. It was on 6, right? And I had the over of 6. Luckily, it pushed in the last game, but still, I think it could be an under night. I think it could be a push night. Like 6 is such a number where I feel that's a perfect push number. Like I think if you bet it, you have a high chance of pushing. You have a decent chance of going under based on how we've seen the defenses. Limited chance of going over how we've seen these scores play out in Boston. That's my take there. Let's see. Wild are poverty. The Wild are a poverty franchise. Man's already talking game 7. Hell yeah, I'm talking game 7. What did I say, though? You guys can't get mad at me for talking game 7 when I'm saying I don't think they'll win in game 7. Man's already talking game 7. Saw that. Got a fall. Love that. This man probably has a Yankee hat on. What do you mean, people? It's all about the Boston Bruins, the Boston Red Sox, the Boston everything. Boston Celtics. Come on now. Blues Wild. His big play is Bruins money line, $5. Well, that was a good comment. I like that comment. Definitely the over of Lightning in Toronto. You'd like the Blues or over 6.5? I have the Blues. I take the over. Douglas E is so mad at you. Why is Douglas E Doodle so mad at you? You're not commenting on YouTube, my man. All right. We've got some comments on YouTube, then we'll move into our next game. I'm taking Bruins money line tonight because the home team has absolutely dominated this series. Keep that in mind, people. Keep it in mind. All right. Brian's coming in here. Looking ahead, we got that comment here. Backing my series future in Game 6 tonight. Lightning's -1.5 at 195 versus Maple Leafs. Took Tampa Bay to win the series at -110 and Blues -1.5 at +215 versus Wild. Took St. Louis to win the series at +130. St. Louis will win the series for sure. St. Louis will win the series. I think the Wild are the biggest pretenders in hockey. And I can't say for sure, obviously, nothing's sure in hockey. But St. Louis is a better team than the Minnesota Wild. They're the biggest pretenders in the history of sports. That whole Minnesota in general, just massive pretenders. Twins, are they good? No. Timberwolves, are they good? No. Wild, are they good? No. Come on now, people. Not rock science. Vikings? No. All pretenders. All right. Let's see. I have 500 on Bergeron, 3.5 shots on goal, and Kaprizov 3.5 shots on goal. I think that's a great play, based on what Berge did, based on what the perfection line did, based on what Kaprizov has done. I mean, even in their last game, he had 2 goals, I believe, in their last game, so he was really good there. But at the same time, too, I don't think the Wild win that game outright, so it's good you're taking props. Douglas E. Doodle said you're a Dallas Cowboys fan. I'm not a Dallas Cowboys fan. 3-team parlay is based out of Dallas, guys. So, there's some Dallas. There's some Dallas love there. I like Dak. I like their offensive line back in the heydays. Canes fan, though, for real. Yeah, I think the home team is going to win these games. And I think the Bruins will win tonight, and I think they'll lose in Game 7. Based on the Bruins have gained my trust, at least at home. They didn't deserve my trust in Carolina, and that's why I didn't share my pick on here with you guys and say, hey, hammer the Boston Bruins in Game 5 on the road. I did it at the casino for fun because I'm a Bruins fan, okay? But my big bet was on the over, and that's what I told you, and it pushed. Okay, going to come down to if Grizz in or not. He can't handle a forecheck, need 27 back. There you go. Douglas E. has 150K on the 76ers at +110. Wow, that's pretty impressive, Douglas. You're making big bucks as a dog. Okay. What game should we move into now? Maple Leafs versus Lightning. Simple stuff. Andrei Vasilevsky, undefeated in the postseason, following a loss. I'm going to continue to hammer that trend. This is another game where the home teams have been so important. Okay, we look at what happened in the last game. Unbelievable comeback by the Maple Leafs. Led the charge by Austin Matthews, scoring that last goal with 6 minutes to go, whatever it was. But at the same time, people, you tell me this, and you can let me know on TikTok, people. You can let me know on YouTube here. If the Toronto Maple Leafs went down 2-0 in Tampa Bay, do we think they're coming back? Do we think they're coming back in Tampa Bay? And let me know in the comments, please. I don't. I think they were fed by the home crowd. You can cut a 2-0 deficit as long as you get it to 2-1. You can't cut a 3-0 deficit. There you go. No. Everyone's saying no. Douglas E. Doodle has to get a rabies shot, but he says his lock is Nat's money line. Okay, Nat's money line today. That's his lock. I don't. Okay, no, there we go. All right, so the comments rolling in here. No, they weren't coming back. So they were fed by the home crowd. Now, overall, from what I've seen in this series, the Maple Leafs have gotten up early a little bit, but the Lightning have controlled the first few periods, and then they've fallen apart. If they get up early at home, they're not going to fall apart tonight. I think they'll be just fine. It starts with Steven Stamkos, obviously. He's the core there. But this whole team has been together. Not whole team, but the core of the group is there that has won back-to-back Stanley Cups, which is very, very difficult to do. Very difficult to do. That's one of the toughest things to do in all sports, is to win back-to-back Stanley Cups. They've done it. So with that being said, I got to trust them tonight. I got to trust that undefeated streak from Andrei Vasilevsky after a postseason loss. What'd you guys say? 16-0, 17-0? I think it was 15-0 2 games ago when they lost. So it's around there, right? He's been really good. He's got a good save percentage. But at the same time, too, he does scare me because he hasn't been good. It's kind of like Igor. Like, Igor's a great goaltender. But overall in the playoffs, like, I would be damned if I said, hey, I trust Igor. I don't. So that's my take there. Caps were up 3 and lost 5-3. And you guys, overall, I think Florida's just so explosive. And keep that in mind. Florida's very explosive, but we've seen it in this series, right? Maple Leafs have won at home. The Lightning have won at home. We've seen it in the Bruins-Canes series. Bruins have won at home. Canes have won at home. Home ice means something in some series. Other series, it doesn't, right? We look at the Wild and the Blues. I could care less about home ice. I care tonight because St. Louis has a chance to close off a series against a Wild team that people thought were going to do something. So I think that means a little bit, but we've seen it. St. Louis has gone on the road to Minnesota and beat them, and they beat them consecutively, 5-2? So, you know what? I trust that the Blues can get the job done, but home ice, I'm not really factoring that into my decision as much here. I just think they're a better team, and I think for even money on both sides, I'm going to take the home team there that has a chance to close out a series. It was minus 110 this morning. Let's see what it's jumped to right now. I bet it's jumped a little bit. Still minus 110. No, still minus 110. I think that'll change a little bit as we get closer to game time. But Maple Leafs and Lightning, the home team have dominated. Wild and Blues, it's not been the same case. But with that being said, I still like the Blues to have a chance to close out series tonight. There are so many teams. Every single game, I believe, is teams got their back against the wall tonight. So that's going to make for some great theater in sports night, whether you're betting it or not. So very excited there. Caps are up 3. We got that comment. Okay. So Cardinals run line. We're going to talk about basketball baseball in 1 minute here, people. 1 minute. Let's talk about the Wild and the Blues. Wild are the most fraudulent team in hockey, right? They lost at 5-2 at home. They lost 5-2 on the road, right? The Blues have a chance to close off a series at home. It's not rocket science. I think you know what I'm going with. I've said my opinion the whole time, this whole playoff series, right? The Wild are a fraudulent hockey team. The Wild are a fraudulent hockey team. I think that's going to be exposed tonight. And the fact of the matter is, if you got the series price at plus 130 for the Blues, I commend you, because that was a hell of a bet. Kings, we can talk about the Kings a little bit. If the Edmonton Oilers lose this series, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say if the Edmonton Oilers lose this series. Like, it's been a whirlwind for them. I thought personally, if there was like early in the series, I was saying, hey, Blues own the state of hockey. There you go. I don't think they own the state of hockey, but they're pretty good. Early in the series, I was saying, hey, you know what? If I'm taking one puck line bet every single day of the week, and I hate taking puck line bets, even in the playoffs when we know they're going to pull goalies and with 3 minutes to go and down 3 goals, 2 goals, whatever. I said it. I said, I regret saying this, people. We all say things we regret, right? I said, if there's one team that you want to place a puck line bet on every single game, it's the Edmonton Oilers. I think they roll. We had Jeff Fink of What a Hockey Podcast on here a little bit. He'll probably be on next week to talk hockey. And I said to him, I'm like, yeah, if there's one team I love, it's the Edmonton Oilers, right? And he said too, he's like, I think this is going to be a sweep. Well, the Kings haven't gone away, and they now lead the series 3-2, and they're at home. All right. The Kings are plus 118. That's a hell of a bet. That is a hell of a bet. But my biggest fear here is, what Jonathan Quick do we get tonight? What Jonathan Quick? Because when we look at what they've done, Jonathan Quick, they had the 4 goals. He gave up 8 goals. He's given up 6 goals. Like, I'm afraid. I'm genuinely afraid there. Because when the Edmonton Oilers get going, they're very hard to stop behind Draisaitl. I say his name right, people, just for you, and Connor McDavid. So that's my biggest fear there. I think for the value, if I'm betting a number, plus 118 is the better number at home. Okay. But I'm going to stay away from that totally. I have enough plays already today between hockey and basketball, so I'm going to stay away from it. I would rather take the Blues, in my opinion, at minus 110 than take the LA Kings at home at plus 118. I think that's better value. I'd rather take the Lightning after their undefeated streak at home, knowing they're back-to-back Stanley Cup champions and they know how to win games. All right. The Kings, it's been amazing that they have stayed in the series. If the Oilers can get it back to a game 7 at home, I think they win. But for the number, I think plus 118 is a great bet. I really do. All right, so that's what I'm going. Nurse is out, so we will win. Go Kings, go. Follow. Thanks for the follow, guys. Crazy how many games have been decided by 2 goals or more. Yeah, and you know what? It's like you see it in the playoffs. Teams are pulling goalies with, I don't know, 3 minutes to go, down 2, right? Like teams lay it on the line. Teams are pulling goalies down 3 with like 4 or 5 minutes to go, 4 minutes to go, I would say. Like, that's crazy. That's going to lead to a lot of goals. It's going to lead to a lot of overs. The only over that I've consistently been playing is the Flames, and it's been working for me. Flames Stars, because neither team, well, the Flames can score, I would say, but the Stars play great on defense and they don't score. So it's a recipe for an over. And like yesterday, they gave it away first thing in the morning at, minus 120 something. By the end of the day, it was up to minus 140 something. And I'm not going to lay 140 on an under. I'm not going to do it. Even though we know what's probably going to happen. Might put in a parlay. All right. So we ready to talk some baseball here, people? We ready to talk some baseball. Now, I only have 2 plays in baseball, so I'm sure there's going to be a lot of other questions when it comes to baseball, so we can get to those right now here. But early games today, guys, we got Mets and Nationals kicking off at 1 o'clock today. I think the Mets do bounce back, but a lot of people are high on the Nats at home. I don't think there's any value in laying 158 there for the Mets. Let's see here. And then we'll go Oakland versus Detroit, Caprillion versus Breesky. I think the A's have some value with Caprillion on the mound at plus 100 here. That's my take today. I don't like the baseball games today. I don't really either. Hammer that over 8.5. Hammer the over of 8.5 in the Mets game. I think that's a good one to bet because considering it went over first thing yesterday. Orioles versus Cardinals here. Baker versus Hicks. I mean, I think we know what we're going to get there. I don't like the Cardinals in a run line spot in that game. I really don't. Astros Twins here. Garcia versus Winder. I mean, I like the Astros. I think that's a good spot for them. Reds Pirates. So this is the first game I have a play in today. First game I have a play in today. And a lot of people like Nationals money line. That's great. I'm not going to play it either. I don't trust any of those teams. And I don't trust any of those teams. I don't play them. I trust the overs right now, the way the balls are getting hit. So I think a nice little same gamer parlay here could be the over of 8 in the Reds and Pirates, and then the Reds money line. That's going to get you a $10 bet. Reds over. That's with Heat Dog too. A $10 bet on that. That's plus 585 odds. So $10 would win like 58. I think that's a very, very good bet. Oh, that's with Dylan C strikeouts as well. And I think that's a pretty good bet as well. But let's talk about this Reds game. I'm not playing the same game parlay stuff. I'm just playing them straight at plus 120. I think that's tremendous value. Okay. They scored 21 runs against the Pirates 2 series ago. They scored 28 runs against the Brewers last series. Reds money line. Trust me, guys, I'm with the Reds all the way. I'm riding the Reds. They've scored 49 runs in their past 6 games. That's pretty aggressive. That's pretty dangerous. For plus 120, I absolutely love that, people. I would take the White Sox over the Yankees, and I'm a diehard Yankees fan. Luis Gil first start of the season. Yeah, I agree with that. And there were some starts last year where he was good late in the year. But at the same time, too, yeah, I would 100% go with the White Sox today, except if the Yankees start hitting the ball. That's what does scare me. But I'm not even taking a side in that game. I'm just going to take a prop. Reds over is a good bet. The way they've been hitting, they can get this over by themselves. Now, something's clicked with this team. Something's been pretty special with this team. It's been fun to watch, honestly. It's been very, very fun to watch. They scored all these runs, right? But they also have some decent pitching right now with Connor Overton. He's only thrown 10 innings this year, but at the same time, 2.53, 1.03 whip, has not allowed a home run. Any guy that's done that in 10 innings with the Reds, I'll bet, because even though the workload's not huge, it's something positive, and they don't have a lot of positive things going right now in Cincinnati. JT Brubaker should be able to get figured out by the Reds. They figured out better pitchers. They hit Lauer up yesterday, right? He should be able to get figured out. 5.68, 1.42 whip. He's walked 14 batters in 25.1 innings. Something special is going on with the Reds right now. I feel the W coming. 14-11 yesterday over Milwaukee. Where did that score come from? I don't know. And honestly, Milwaukee just they dug themselves too deep of a hole. Like, they got to Lauer early. That's how they did it yesterday. I mean, they got to the bullpen. They got to Lauer. The Reds are hitting the ball right now. It's pretty good to see. I still bet them LO. It's coming to see you at the counter. I love that, guys. Reds money line today, I think, is a hell of a play at plus 120. Hell of a play. Got some comments rolling in here on YouTube. Still got some. We got to go back to some hockey stuff here. Bruins game safe bet, right? I mean, I think Bruins is a safe bet. There's nothing safe, but at the same time, we've seen how they played in Boston this year. I think that's a good bet. I do. First period Bruins. I think they could get up early, but again, they've gone down early, and the reason they've been able to win at home is because they answered the call and then they got up early. So you might want to wait till live bet that stuff. I got Edmonton to win the first period. Okay. I think that's good. If you like Edmonton tonight, just bring it down to the 60-minute time as well. Luka won't let them lose. Okay. We got some Dallas comments coming in here. If there's one over under in hockey, you put your house on, what would it be? All right. Toronto, Tampa Bay, I think is a good bet. I think that's a good bet, but I don't recommend putting your house on anything. Come on, Oilers. This is a little embarrassing. Rooting for Edmonton, staying off this one as well. From Brian. Das Diggity taking Baltimore 3.5 total runs. I like that over there. I'm taking Reds over 3.5 runs also. I like that a lot. Sixers first quarter, and he's taking both teams to score. Or he's talking both teams to score. Okay. All right. So Das, I mean, if you're taking Reds 3.5 runs, also total runs, I like the Reds there. I like Baltimore 3.5 as well. So the Reds can hit the ball. I feel a Canes upset with the plus money. And again, guys, I don't blame you for taking the Canes tonight with plus money. I really don't. I got the Bruins at minus 126. That's a good enough number for me to lay and be comfortable with. Perone over 3.5 shots on goal. Yeah, I like that. I don't hate it. Let's see what he's been doing. See what he has been doing in these numbers. David Perone. Now we'll finish up baseball here and wrap up the show, but I want to get to all these comments here. Bruins money line, take Mavs money line. Yeah, plus 2 really doesn't have much value, but I take the I'm gonna take the points there. All right, let's see. Perone, shots on goal. 7 in his last game, 4-6-3. Yeah, I would 100% hammer that, especially being at home. Hammer that. My gut told me yesterday to bet Grizzly money line, but I put Golden State Warriors money line in one lane, Grizz plus 7.5 another. Well, that worked out for you. My gut is telling me Dallas Mavericks tonight. I would go with your gut then because you lost some money yesterday by not going with it fully. Take Mavs money line. We got that. Got that. I think we're caught up there. Cool. We're caught up on comments on TikTok. Love that, guys. Love the interaction. 7.1 thousand likes. Let's get that up to 8 before the end of the show here. We'll be on a few more minutes, guys. So Reds money line today. I don't love really baseball plays today. I really, really don't. And I haven't dug deep into the books to find those values. Like for example, Das Diggity coming in here on YouTube telling me, hey, 3.5 runs for the Reds today. Like that's a hell of a bet. The way they've been hitting the baseball, that's a terrific bet. Like I haven't dug deep in that because I've been doing NBA and NHL, but as soon as NBA and NHL ends, we will be getting deep into the books for baseball until football hits, and then we'll be all in on football as well. How about basketball? Who do you like? So I have Mavs +2, and then I have the Heat at +2.5. That's my bets tonight. We're up 30 at the half, weren't they? Yeah, last night they were. It was crazy. Their biggest lead last night, the biggest lead, I wrote this down somewhere. Their biggest lead was like 51 points or something last night. Insane stuff by the Memphis Grizzlies. All right, and then here's a prop that I like. Not much going on in baseball. This is a day for props, total runs, strikeouts, etc. Yeah, Das, 100%. And I got one coming in here too for you guys. Dylan Cease over 6.5 strikeouts. Over 6.5. I love this bet today. And I know people are going to say, hey, you're just going against the Yankees and finding new ways to go against the Yankees. I'm not doing that, guys. I'm going against the Yankees because I think Dylan Cease is a tremendous pitcher. And I've gone under on Dylan Cease early in the year with his strikeout total, and he's been absolute money. Absolute money. He's covered this in 4 of his past 5, I believe. The Yankees are filled with swing and miss. They're loaded with swing and miss. Cease is 5th in the league with strikeouts at 47 right now. Okay. He has an 11 strikeout game. He's got multiple 9 strikeout games. He's got multiple 8 strikeout games. I think he had a bad one. The one he went under, he had like 3 or 4, but still, I think 6.5 is a very good bet. The Yankees are striking out 8.3 times per game, and they are seeing beach balls at the plate right now. I understand that, but there's a lot of room to get swing and miss with this Yankees team. Yes, they might burn him a couple times. They might hit the ball a couple times, but at the same time too, and they could still win win the game by a good amount of runs. But there's a lot of room for Dylan Cease to pick up strikeouts today, especially at the bottom of the order. Even a guy like Giancarlo, Aaron Judge, right? There's room to strike out those guys with them to still produce. So I feel very confident about the over of 6.5 at -118. You really can't beat it. So comments rolling in here. Let's see. All right. Let's see. Toronto or Tampa. Grizz 31 plus 500 live bet smashed at Hughes parlay. Gallup will strike out 3 times. Gallo will strike out 3 times. You got Gallo there too as well. Let's see. Money from game 7 Mavs Suns lock plus money. Yeah, bro. The first quarter was a little bit of a sweat. Then just they whacked him 100%. Breaking news: Jarrett Stidham traded the Raiders. Is that official? Are you a valid source? It wouldn't surprise me. The Patriots drafted a quarterback. I mean, Stidham's kind of a waste of space, honestly, from what I've seen. Yep, trading back up. That was 1 week ago. I didn't see that. I didn't even see that. That's how much Jarrett Stidham means to me. Let's see. Zaire Williams hit a 3+ foul and hit the comments rolling so fast, can't even read them. Zaire Williams hit a 3+ foul and hit the free throw. Then it was 55, but yes, insanity. CP3 under 29.5. Yeah, especially if they get him into foul trouble. Tampa Bay puck line tonight. I think the way these games have gone, puck line's not a bad bet. I would rather do 60-minute time just so to play it safe if you think they're going to win. But I don't think puck line's a bad bet by any means. Okay, so that's all my picks, guys. To recap here. Got a good amount of plays today. Let's see. Heat +2.5. Again, 4-3 yesterday. Heat +2.5. Mavs +2. Bruins money line. Lightning money line. Blues money line. Reds money line plus money there. And then Dylan Cease over 6.5 K. So 2 baseball plays, 3 hockey plays, and 2 basketball plays today. So it should be good. Let's see. Do you know what the website to use to see how much money is on certain teams? You can usually do it right on FanDuel. It depends. You can do it on OddsShark. You can do it on like Wager. I think Wager Talk has it. There's a lot of sites. I'll post some stuff. I'll post some resources. I got to find out. I usually use OddsShark to see where money's coming in, to see what the percentage of the bets are. But again, FanDuel, from what I've seen on FanDuel, you can do it. I think Caesars allows you to do it right on there. And then DraftKings might. I'm not sure about that. But FanDuel, I've seen it with FanDuel for some games. I think Caesars does as well. But There's multiple sites. Just type in where's the money coming in, like those kind of websites, and bet you can find something in a Google search. What are the picks today? I just gave you the picks, Jack. Just gave you the picks. Heat plus 2.5, Mavs plus 2, Bruins money line, Lightning money line, Blues money line, Reds money line, Dylan Cease over 6.5 strikeouts. No problem. But yeah, I think there's like Wager Sniper or something. There's a few of these sites that allow you to do that, and they can allow you to see where the lines have shifted and all that based on the money. And another great strategy for that is like, if you want to make the right bet, if you feel something's right, this is what I always do. I'll lock in a bet in the morning. Like, for example, I think Mets Nationals, I believe that opened at 8. I could be wrong about that. It's 8.5 now. So like you can see reverse line movement where lines are shifting. Like if you get a basketball total at 224 and it shifts down to 223 and you took the under on that, you made the right move because more people hammered the under. So they got to make the over more appealing. Daytime locks. Every baseball game's a day start, basically. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 of the 8 games today are a daytime start. Wow. In the latest game, Dodgers at 10-12. FanDuel's got Cease at 7.5. So this is where the value is, guys. I got Dylan Cease on FanDuel this morning at 6.5. That's what you got to jump on it so early, guys. I got him at 6.5 this morning for -118, and people hammered it and jumped up. 7.5, I think, pushing it just a little bit. He can do it, but again, this Yankees lineup, when they are feeling good, it's tough to stop. I think there's still a lot of room for swing and miss. Based on the numbers, he's gone over in a lot of those games. He's gone way over that. Anytime Dylan Cease is pitching, I always try to get him early because, it's a good bet. He's gone 8, so he's hit 1, 2. So he's hit in 4 of his past 5 on that too. Yeah, I don't think that's a bad bet. But again, he's done it against the Red Sox. He's done it against the Angels. That's a respectable lineup there. Red Sox, they're not hitting good, right? So I can't really say anything about that. He did against the Royals. That's unrespectable. He did against the Rays. They put the ball in play. Still a lot of swing and miss there, though. I think that's probably, I think 6.5 is good. I think 7's, I think alternate 7+ is better, right? Alternate 7+. Better idea. Yeah. Alternate. You like the over under for the NBAs today, Tanner? Well, I think if the Heat shoot better, I think the game goes over. We look at what happened with the Sixers in the Heat game in Miami. It almost went over. The over missed by 4 points, and I played the over in that game, right? And I know 4 points is a lot, but at the same time, too, the Sixers only scored 85. They were horrendous, right? The Heat stepped up big. I think this is going to be a back-and-forth game tonight. I think the Sixers are going to be able to match the Heat's tempo. It all starts with the Heat. If the Heat can make their shots, this game's going to go over because I believe the Sixers will have some spark at home. So I would probably play the over of 207 there. That's a low total. The Suns-Mavericks game, I like the over there. We'll just see what the last game was. Last game was not a good showing by the Mavericks, obviously. So let's see. So they went over, 211, you said, right? So 110, 90. They hit it there. So they've hit it in 1, 2, 3. They've hit it in 3 of 5. I'd go over on both, honestly. I would play the over on both. I wouldn't do too much. I think totals are very unpredictable. It all comes down to who's making shots. Like, honestly, the worst teams can go over if they're making shots. It just depends what's falling. Bet of the day is Canes plus 105. I don't think it is really. Not that I'm on the Bruins tonight, but just the Hurricanes haven't played well in Boston, and Boston hasn't played well in Carolina. So I can't call that a bet of the day by any means. I took the under at 212. Well, if you got the under at 212, you did the right thing because it's at 211 now. So you did based on line movement, you did the right thing. And that game all depends. If the Mavericks come out, and I think if the Mavericks can win this game, it goes over because the Suns match their pace. Same thing with the Heat and the Sixers. If the Heat come out and make shots, I think the Sixers are able to match their pace at home a little bit, get to 100 points, and then get the Heat to 110, and we get this game over. What do we think of the Leafs, Bolts? I like the Bolts. Yeah, I'm leaning Bolts too, 100% of the way. Just because they've been so good after losses in the postseason. That's what I'm going with there. Got some comments rolling in on YouTube as well, guys. Sorry if so I feel like I'm neglecting the YouTube comments always, which I'm not. I got the TikTok camera right straight in front of my other camera, so I'm always looking at that. Let's see. Das coming in here. Give me 2 more strikeout props, Tanner. I'll break you off something. You don't need to break me off something, but I'll give you something. I'm thinking taking Oakland over 3.5 too. Oakland over 3.5 runs is very, very scary because they're not a good team. All right. So let's find some other strikeout props here. I think Hicks versus Baltimore could be okay. based on what he's done. Let's see here. Let's see. Das, I might have to do this in the Discord, but I know I say I'll do it, and I don't get around to it every day, but I might have to do this in the Discord just to give you some reasonable picks. But I do like Cease, and I'll jump on that too. I'm going to post my picks. I already posted my picks in there, but I'll do my separate YouTube video along with my TikTok picks on there. My theory is that both teams score under 30 points in the first quarter. You're looking good for the under. I wouldn't say that. Like I like that theory. I kind of have a similar theory to that, but mine is you got to get 50 points in the first quarter. If you can get both teams at 25, you're fine. Like yesterday we saw with the Celtics. I don't believe either team scored 30. The Celtics had 30 in the first quarter yesterday. The Bucks didn't. But the over still hit there. It depends on the total, depends what it is, right? And for some totals, like a 225 total, you need way more than that early. And you also got to factor into the equation too, that late in the games, like fourth quarter, there's going to be more points scored because you get the fouls, right? You get teams, do or die and shooting 3-pointers. So just factor that into the equation as well. So I have a similar theory, but at the same time too, I usually say 25 for anything under a 210 total. I usually say, hey, I need 50 points here, at least 50. Now, would I like more? Hell yeah, I'd like more because every point counts. But I'd say usually around 50. That's what I go with. 9.7 thousand likes on TikTok. Let's try to get it to 10 before we sign off here. Almost ready to sign off here. No, it was 28-26, I believe. Yeah. So it like, and that game still got over. But again, I hit my threshold of 25. So there was 54 points scored there. Okay. Let's see. Early baseball plays from what I don't have any early baseball plays. And again, guys, I hate betting early baseball games. I genuinely do try. So I try to stay away from it because for me, it's like, I do all my content leading up throughout the day to get to this moment. So when I'm losing baseball games early, it sucks. If I'm winning them, it's great, right? But unless there's a really juicy day game play, I feel like guys tend to play worse during the day. I feel like there's a lot more unpredictability during the day because if you look at their whole schedule, there are very few day games besides Sundays, right? So when you're getting these getaway day games early in the season, because they tend to go away later in the season. The getaway day games get later and later and later. There's less of them. I usually just like to play night games because guys know how to play at night. Maxey over 26.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Maxey is a very boom or bust guy. I will get you some nerfies. I don't have a nerfie right now. I really don't have a nerfie. I think there's been so many teams hitting the baseball. It's hard. But going back to Maxey over on TikTok, we look at Maxey. He's a boom or bust player. He could get 26 points tonight by himself without the rebounds and without the assist. It just depends if he steps up. He's been really good at home. Like he took over that game. It was game 3 when he had like 21 points in the second half. Like he took that game over. So I think Maxey over 26.5 is a decent bet. Again, though, it depends on your narrative for this game. I think if the Heat are coming out and making shots, Maxey's going to have a smaller night. And also in big time games, you need your big time players to step up, right? Joel Embiid is that guy that needs to step up tonight. That's going to take some production away from Maxey. I know it's totally different positions. I know it's totally different shot selections. Same thing with Harden. He's a big time. We expect him to be a big time player, whether Harden's making shots or not. Down the stretch, he's going to be taking shots. So that could take away from Maxey. But yes, I would probably go over. The inconsistency is tough, though, just because you don't know what you're going to get with him. You might get 9 points. You might get 35 points. We like betting on consistency. That's my take. Okay. Das, I will get you some nerfy play. Das, give me till about noon. Give me till noon. I'm going to get you some nerfy plays. I'm going to get you some strikeout plays. Got some other stuff to do right after this, but give me till noon. I'll get all of those put in the Discord and obviously post them on TikTok for you guys as well. Be careful with Jimmy Butler as well. I don't like betting on Jim. Jimmy's based on what he's done, though, in this series, when we're talking consistency, Jimmy Butler has been Mr. Consistency, right? I mean, we look at his numbers. He's been the one guy. 15, right? Game 2 wasn't good, but I mean, if we look at him recently, so let me get the numbers here. 15 game 1. I mean, 22, 33, 40, 23. If you're getting a guy doing 23 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists, that's consistency, 100%. Yeah, but you can't really look at the whole year, though, too. You can't, in this moment in crunch time, I can't look at the whole year. I can't say, hey, what did he do back in January right now? Like for me, it's like, okay, Jimmy Butler is the one taking the shots. If the game's going to come down the wire, Jimmy Butler's going to take the shots. If the Heat need a spark, Jimmy Butler's going to be the guy. Like last night, we saw it. When the game was getting out of reach and Giannis was on the bench, who was the first person they put in? Giannis, with 2 minutes left in the third quarter, because they know for them to win that game, Giannis has got to be the one touching the ball, right? Same thing with the Heat and Jimmy Butler. If Jimmy Butler shows up big tonight, they're going to win, right? On top of they need a little more production than 7 of 35 from the 3-point line from the other guys. So yeah, I get it. Looking at the whole year, but like I'm not going to look at the last month of the season when I'm seeing what he's done in the past 3 games in this playoff series, because he's feeling it right now. He's feeling good, and he knows going into that game, hey, I'm going to be the one to take the game-winning shot tonight. I'm going to be the one to touch the ball late. So that's what I think about as a bettor. He explodes for 35, and the next game has 12. Hey, guys, I'm not saying that he doesn't in the regular season, but right now, based on what I've seen, based on what we've seen from Jimmy Butler, he's been the guy. I mean, we can get his playoff stats too. Like some guys are just better in big time pressure, high leverage situations. Let's see Jimmy Butler, and you can, I think it's almost better to look at what's he done career wise in the playoffs, because I mean that's big too. We look at guys who just step up big in the playoffs. Okay, so Jimmy Butler in the postseason, he's averaging 19.4, but if you look at he's averaging 28.3 this postseason. Like that's what I'm going to look at when I'm betting on a player prop and all that good stuff. So anyways, guys, I appreciate the time. Any other questions, throw them in here. Cool. Das is posting I'll post my first quarter period plays in Discord later. Okay, Das, I'll get you some strikeout props. Now keep in mind, I have not been doing many baseball strikeout props, so I'll try to do my best for you. I love Dylan Cease today. I love him. But we'll try to get you some other winners in there too. But anyways, guys, appreciate that. 10.7 thousand likes. Love that. Any other questions, throw them in the chat. If not, we'll sign off here. 1 hour and 17 minutes today. Wow. And you know what? Not a dull moment during the show. You haven't hit since 03. What do you mean? I was born actually. You see, like that would have been a really, really, really good comment if you got the correct year I was born. That would have been a great comment. But I commend you. I commend you for that. That would have been a good comment. 03, I'd be. See, how old would I be if I was born in 03? I'd be 18. Wow. Pretty impressive. Lightning, St. Louis Cards, Dodgers over 6, Bruins over 5.5. Good. I like that. So yeah, any other plays, guys, any other chirps, throw them in there. Like user 537. Like that would have been a really good comment if you got the year I was born in. That would have been a really, really good comment. Anyways, guys, if you're watching on TikTok, we're also on YouTube, guys. I'll wrap up here. What's the best bet of the day, bro? Best bet of the day. Best bet of the day here. I hate to say it, and I said this when they lost, so keep it in mind. I thought they would bounce back in game 4, and they didn't do it, but my best bet of the day was the Miami Heat, in game 4, right? My best bet of the day today is the Miami Heat at +2.5. And I hate to say it, people. I hate to do it to you, but I love it. I really do. I think they show up tonight. I think they close off a series. And if I'm wrong, I'm sorry. But you know what? They're a better team, and all they have to do is shoot 35% from the 3-point line, and they will be just fine tonight. Really, bro. That's my best bet of the day. If you don't want that, I'll give you another bet. The next bet that I feel very good about too. I like the Bruins at home. I know I got the jersey on, so that might throw you off a little bit. I think Reds money line's a good bet. It's baseball, though. I really do like the Lightning on the money line coming off the loss. You can't argue with that streak, right? 15-0, 16-0, 17-0, whatever it is after a playoff loss, it's right in that range. Can't argue with that whatsoever. So I think that's a good bet for them at home tonight. That series, the home team has won every game. Same thing with the Bruins. So that's why I would go with there. Okay. Bruins -1.5, Lightning -1.5, Dodgers -1.5 +2,000. There you go. I like that. Dodgers -0.5. I like that. I like that a lot. It's a good bet because, in the postseason, those are likely to hit the puck line stuff. So that does it, guys. 1 hour and 20 minutes. Very impressive stuff. We might have to start bumping this up to a 2-hour show if you guys keep this up. But I appreciate all the time, guys, and we will sign off here. That was Bet the Day for May 12th. We're working hard here, guys. Make sure you subscribe. If you're on TikTok, we'll start with TikTok. Click the link in the description. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Check us out on our other TikTok pages, right? We have multiple TikTok pages. Check us out on we're building a website as well, but check us out. Our store link is already up, 3 Team Parlay, the store. So we have Bet the Day merch. We have 3 Team Parlay Sports merch. So get in on that. We'll also have some sayings merch coming up. Good teams win, great teams cover. Might be up there. Bet the Day coming back on TikTok here. I like the Heat at +2.5. It could be wrong. If you don't feel comfortable with the Heat, I like the Lightning based on what they've done coming off a loss. So that's why I would go with there. On top of that, guys, check out the merch. Merch will be coming soon as well. More merch. I'll be wearing all that good stuff, guys. But check that out. Those links are up on TikTok, on YouTube, same thing as well. And then join our Discord, guys. Join our Discord. Love Discord. Number one place to interact with me. All these guys that are commenting on here, the majority of them, especially on YouTube, they've been in Discord for a while. They talk to me directly. I talk to them directly, right? Our community's in there. You're getting picks from everyone. So make sure you get in on that right now, guys. Other than that, we're signing off here. I'll finish with these comments. Good luck, everyone. Love that. Lightning's a solid pick. Fading Boston. And like, guys, I'm telling you right now, I'm a realist Boston fan. I don't think you should fade Boston tonight. I'm a realist. I don't think they'll win the series. I think they'll lose it in 7, but I do think they win tonight. That's my take there, guys. Hope everyone has a great day, and we will see you tomorrow for another episode of Bet the Day.